Did you know that around 80% of leg amputations start with a small, unnoticed foot problem that seemed harmless at first? That's right. According to a study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, symptoms like swollen feet, discolored toes, or persistent numbness aren't just harmless aging signs. They are early red flags that your body is trying to warn you something much more serious is happening. And even scarier, many seniors miss these signs completely until it's too late, because they're painless or seem minor or just feel like normal aging. These symptoms often go untreated, and untreated means increased risk for stroke, heart failure, limb amputation, or even sudden death. What makes this so dangerous is that the feet are often the first part of the body to show signs of poor circulation, nerve damage, or internal disease. Why does that? Because they're the farthest from your heart, and that means any problem with blood flow or nerve signals will often show up there first. In this video, we will reveal 8 foot signs that seniors should never ignore. Each one of them tells a different story about what could be going wrong inside your body. But make sure to stick around until the very end, because the number 1 sign on this list is the most dangerous of all. It could point to a silent disease that affects millions of older adults. Plus, we'll also reveal 3 powerful foods that can boost blood flow to your feet and legs naturally. These foods are easy to find, delicious, and might just save your limbs or your life. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Sign number 8. Cold feet that never warm up. If your feet constantly feel cold even when the room is warm, or you're wearing thick socks and slippers, it could be a warning sign of peripheral artery disease, also called P80. This condition happens when the arteries that carry blood to your legs and feet become narrowed or blocked by plaque buildup, which reduces blood flow. Blood carries heat, so if it's not getting to your feet properly, they'll start feeling icy and numb. Many people brush this off, thinking it's just bad circulation or aging, but that poor circulation could also mean your heart isn't pumping blood effectively, or that your arteries are damaged. One simple test that doctors use is the ankle brachial index, which compares the blood pressure in your ankle to the pressure in your arm. A significant difference between the two can point to a blockage. If you press your finger into your foot and it takes a long time for the color to return, that's another sign your circulation might be struggling. Over time, this reduced blood flow can cause tissue damage, slow wound healing, and increase your risk for infections, gangrene, and even amputation. Cold feet are not just uncomfortable, they could be a serious danger signal from your vascular system. Sign number 7. Unusual hair loss on your feet and legs. When you start noticing that the hair that once covered your feet and lower legs has mysteriously disappeared, particularly if the hair loss seems more pronounced on one leg than the other, your circulation is likely sending you an urgent message. The scientific explanation is straightforward but concerning. Hair follicles are among the most metabolically demanding tissues in your body, requiring excellent blood supply to maintain growth cycles. When arteries narrow and blood flow diminishes, your body intelligently redirects limited resources to more critical tissues, essentially sacrificing hair growth to preserve more essential functions. Doctors typically recognize this pattern of hair loss, as it typically begins on the tops of the toes, then advancing up the foot and lower leg. In fact, it is so reliable that it's included in standardized assessments for peripheral arterial disease. The pattern often creates what doctors call a sock distribution, where hair disappears in precisely the areas where circulation is most compromised. This symptom becomes even more telling when you compare both legs side by side and notice asymmetrical loss, with the leg experiencing greater circulation issues showing more extensive hair absence. Many seniors completely miss this warning sign, attributing it to normal aging or failing to notice the gradual change altogether. What makes this symptom particularly valuable is its early appearance in the disease process. Studies show it can precede pain or more obvious symptoms by years, offering a crucial window for intervention before irreversible damage occurs. So, the next time you're putting on socks or shoes, Take a moment to look closely at your feet and lower legs, noting any hair pattern changes that might be your circulation's way of sounding an early alarm. Sign number 6. Numbness or tingling in the feet. That strange sensation where your feet feel like they're buzzing, tingling, or half asleep might seem harmless, but for seniors, it's often a sign of nerve damage, particularly from diabetic neuropathy. This condition affects up to 50% of people with diabetes, and it usually starts in the feet. When blood sugar stays high for long periods, it damages the nerves, especially in areas far from the brain and spinal cord. At first, you might feel a light pins and needles sensation, or your feet might feel like they're wrapped in cotton. As the damage progresses, the sensations can turn into burning pain, electric shock feelings, or complete numbness. And when you can't feel your feet, you might not notice small cuts, blisters, or injuries. This is what makes diabetic foot ulcers so dangerous. These wounds can become infected and lead to serious complications fast. Doctors use a simple monofilament test to check for neuropathy. They touch a thin nylon strand to different areas on your foot to see how well you can feel it. If you can't detect the touch in several areas, your nerves may already be damaged. Tingling or numb feet might feel like an annoyance, but they're a powerful warning sign from your nervous system that shouldn't be brushed off. Catching neuropathy early is key to avoiding long-term damage. Sign number 5. Dry, cracked heels that bleed. Dry feet might not seem like a big deal. After all, most people deal with a bit of dryness here and there, especially in the winter. But when your heels are severely cracked, peeling, or even bleeding, this could be more than just a skincare issue. It might actually be a sign of hypothyroidism, poor circulation, or diabetes. When your thyroid isn't producing enough hormones, which happens in a condition called hypothyroidism, one of the first places it shows up is in your skin, especially your feet. Your skin becomes rough, flaky, and thin, and it loses its ability to retain moisture. If you notice that even thick creams and moisturizers aren't helping, and the dryness seems to be getting worse instead of better, you might want to get your thyroid levels checked. But that's not all. Dry, cracking heels can also be the result of nerve damage, which leads to reduced sweating. Sweat isn't just for cooling us down, it's also essential for keeping skin healthy and hydrated. And when those nerves stop signaling the sweat glands, your skin becomes brittle and prone to breaking. Those little cracks might not seem like much, but they can open the door to serious infections. Bacteria can enter through these fissures, especially if you walk barefoot or don't notice the cracks right away. For people with diabetes or circulation problems, this kind of skin breakdown can rapidly escalate into cellulitis or worse. So if you've been noticing that your heels are cracked enough to bleed, and the skin looks pale, tight, or scaly even with good care, it's time to think beyond lotions. That's your body sending a signal that something deeper is off balance, and ignoring it could lead to serious complications that go far beyond dry skin. Sign number 4. Changes in toenail appearance and growth. The often overlooked changes in your toenails can actually reveal serious circulatory problems before other more recognized symptoms appear. When you notice your toenails becoming thickened, discolored with a yellowish or bluish tinge, or growing unusually slowly compared to before, your body is sending you an important message about blood flow to your extremities. These changes occur because toenail growth and appearance depend directly on adequate circulation delivering nutrients to the nail matrix, which is the area where new nail cells form. With reduced blood flow, the nail-generating cells receive fewer building blocks, resulting in structural changes that manifest as brittle, ridged, or malformed nails. The science is clear on this connection. Studies in vascular medicine journals show that abnormal nail growth rates correlate strongly with diminished arterial flow, often preceding more serious symptoms by months or even years. Many seniors or their caregivers mistakenly attribute these changes exclusively to fungal infections, and while fungus can certainly cause similar appearances, the difference lies in the pattern. Circulatory-related nail changes typically affect multiple toes, often symmetrically, and don't respond to antifungal treatments. The growth rate also becomes particularly telling. Nails on affected feet may grow at half the speed of those on better circulated limbs. This provides an objective measurement you can track yourself. Mark your nails at the cuticle with a tiny dot of nail polish and observe how long it takes to grow out compared to fingernails or nails on a healthier foot. Some vascular specialists now routinely incorporate nail assessment into their examinations. So, if you've noticed your once normal toenails are changing in appearance and growing at a snail's pace, consider it your body's silent alarm that your vascular system needs attention before more dangerous complications develop. Sign number 3. Swollen feet and ankles. Occasional swelling after standing or sitting for long periods is normal, especially as we age, but if your feet and ankles stay swollen all day and don't improve after elevating them, that could be a major red flag. This type of persistent swelling is often due to fluid retention, known medically as edema, and can be a sign of congestive heart failure. In heart failure, the heart isn't pumping blood as strongly as it should, and as a result, fluid backs up in the veins, especially in the lower legs. Gravity pulls that fluid downward, making the feet and ankles puff up. But swelling like this can also be caused by kidney disease, which prevents your body from getting rid of excess salt and fluid, or liver problems that affect protein levels in your blood. The skin over the swollen area may feel tight, shiny, or even painful to the touch. If you notice deep marks from your socks or shoes that weren't there before, or if the swelling gets worse by the end of the day, it's time to speak with your doctor. You can try pressing gently with your finger on the swollen area. If the skin stays indented afterward, it's called pitting edema, and that's a key sign that your body is holding onto too much fluid. Don't ignore it. It could be your heart, your kidneys, or both in trouble. Sign number 2. Foot pain at night or when lying down. If you've ever experienced a strange, sharp pain in your feet that seems to appear mostly at night or when you're lying flat in bed, that could be more than just tired muscles or restless legs. This type of pain could actually be a sign of advanced peripheral artery disease, also known as critical limb ischemia. When your blood vessels are severely narrowed or blocked, especially in the legs and feet, your tissues start getting less oxygen, even when you're resting. During the day, gravity helps push blood down to your feet, which may mask the issue. But at night, when you're lying down and gravity isn't helping anymore, that lack of blood flow becomes more obvious and pain sets in. Some people describe it as burning, throbbing, or cramping pain that wakes them from sleep. Others say their feet feel cold, heavy, or even like they're suffocating. If you find relief by dangling your feet over the side of the bed or sitting up in a chair, that's a strong clue your blood flow is compromised. This is your body's way of using gravity to help blood reach your feet. But here's the scary part. This stage of artery disease means tissues are starving for oxygen. If it continues untreated, it can lead to gangrene, non-healing wounds, and eventually amputation. Doctors call this a medical emergency because it means the arteries are almost completely blocked. A vascular specialist might do tests like an arterial Doppler ultrasound to check how well blood is flowing through your legs. Don't wait for this pain to become unbearable. If your feet hurt at night and feel better when lowered, that could be your body screaming for help. Sign number 1. Black or dark patches on the toes or feet. This is the most dangerous sign of all. If you ever notice areas of your toes or feet turning black, dark brown, or even grayish in color, you need to get emergency medical attention immediately. These black patches could mean that tissue death, called gangrene, is already beginning. Gangrene happens when tissues don't receive enough blood and oxygen for too long and start to die. It can be caused by severe peripheral artery disease, diabetes-related complications, or even unnoticed infections that spread rapidly. At first, the area might look bruised or dark red, and it may feel numb or unusually cold. As the tissue dies, it turns black, becomes dry or leathery, and loses all sensation. In some cases, it can also become swollen and filled with foul-smelling pus, especially if infection is involved. What makes this so terrifying is how quickly gangrene can spread if left untreated. Once gangrene sets in, bacteria can enter the bloodstream and lead to sepsis, which is a life-threatening condition that causes your organs to shut down. Studies show that seniors with diabetic gangrene have an extremely high risk of amputation and even death within a year if not treated early. Unfortunately, Many people don't feel any pain because the nerves are already too damaged to send signals. That's why regular foot checks are crucial, especially if you have diabetes, poor circulation, or a history of vascular issues. So, if you notice any area of your foot that's dark, cold, and lacks feeling, it's not something to wait and see about. Go to the ER right away. This isn't just a warning sign, it's a medical emergency that could cost you your limb or your life. Now that you know the 8 foot signs that could be pointing to hidden health dangers, let's end with something good and delicious. Because believe it or not, certain foods can actually help improve circulation to your legs and feet by keeping your blood vessels healthy, reducing inflammation, and promoting stronger heart function. These 3 foods aren't exotic or hard to find, and adding them to your daily routine might make a world of difference, especially if you're over 60. Number 1. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate containing at least 70% cocoa is rich in flavanols that have been scientifically proven to enhance blood vessel flexibility and blood flow. Studies show consuming just 1 ounce daily can increase circulation to extremities by up to 20% within 2 weeks. The flavanols work by stimulating nitric oxide production in your endothelial cells, which causes blood vessels to dilate and allows more blood to flow through narrowed passages. For best results, choose minimally processed dark chocolate without added fats or excessive sugar, and aim for consistency rather than occasional indulgence. Number 2. Fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines deliver powerful omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation in blood vessels while decreasing platelet aggregation, essentially making your blood less sticky and more able to navigate through narrowed passages to reach your feet. The EPA and DHA omega-3s found in these fish have been shown in clinical studies to improve peripheral circulation by approximately 30% when consumed at least twice weekly. These benefits appear to be cumulative, with research showing that consistent consumption over 3 months provides optimal circulatory improvement to the extremities. Number 3. Beets and beet juice. Beets contain remarkable levels of dietary nitrates that your body converts to nitric oxide, which is a compound that relaxes blood vessel walls and significantly increases blood flow. Research demonstrates that drinking just 8 ounces of beet juice daily improves circulation to extremities by approximately a quarter within hours of consumption. The effect can last up to 24 hours, making daily consumption ideal for maintaining improved blood flow. The deep red pigments in beets, called betalains, provide additional anti-inflammatory benefits that help protect blood vessel walls from damage. Even if you're not a fan of their earthy flavor, incorporating them into smoothies with berries or citrus can make them more palatable while maintaining their circulatory benefits. These were the 3 foods that can support your blood vessels, improve flow, and help fight off some of the very conditions we've talked about in this video. At the end, remember, your feet may be small, but the messages they send are anything but small. Ignoring them could mean missing your body's earliest warnings of serious problems. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own feet? Did any of these surprise you? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.